Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Ivan Hammered and today we talk about peptides. We talk about peptides therapy for anti-aging purposes, but first to describe every peptide that we can use for anti-aging purposes, let's explain why we talk about peptides and why peptides are the kind of molecules that are harmless and very useful with very little side effects. Before explaining what peptides are, let's explain what protein are. So protein are chain of amino acids. You can have peptides in this case with little chain of amino acids, or you can have protein, are bigger chains of amino acids. So protein normally have more amino acids than peptides because peptides must stay under 5,000 Dalton when we talk about molecular weight. Peptides are chain of amino acids like proteins, with the only difference that proteins are bigger and peptides are smaller. Very simple. When we talk about peptides, we talk about chain of amino acids. You can have peptides with 3 amino acids, peptides with 10 amino acids, peptide with 50 amino acids. The only thing that we have to take in consideration is that peptides, to be peptides, must be less than 500 Dalton. We are talking about the molecular weight. So about protein, we have no problems. Protein can have thousands of amino acids. No problems. When we talk about protein, we talk about antibodies in your body, we talk about enzymes, we talk about actin and myosin, we talk about collagen, okay? We talk about, protein that other cells secrete to modulate other stuff. We can talk about ribosomal protein. We can talk about all the protein of our cytoskeleton to stabilize our cells, everything. When we talk about peptides, we talk about molecules that don't exceed 5,000 Dalton. So the molecular weight must be below 5,000 Dalton. That's the reason why, for example, even insulin, that it's a very little peptide, is not a peptide. So it's not the peptides we are talking about right now, because insulin is 5,800 Dalton. So the peptides we're going to talk are about TB500, BPC157, ipamorelin, and GHKQ. Also glutathione actually is a peptide, but we're going to talk about peptide, very important for signaling, peptide that most of times have receptors, other times they don't have, and peptides that are crucial for muscle regeneration, crucial for maintenance of insulin sensitivity, for apoptosis, for induce the exit of senescent cell from senescent cycles, and so on. In this case, the advantage of peptides is that they are so small and they can easily pass through the tissue, the cells that need to be regenerated, that need to be modulated about protein synthesis, they need to be repaired. What we have to know right now is that all the peptides that we will describe in the future videos have 4 functions, and it's about all the cells where they act on. So the first function is that they can interact physiologically with these cells. So you will never take a peptide that your body does not produce or does not recognize. Every peptide that we take are peptides that can easily act in a physiological way in our body. Secondly, they can repair, regenerate, and reactivate physiological function in our body. For example, when we take CJC, we can increase the secretion of growth hormone and we can have all the benefits of growth hormone. Third, peptides are able to stop senescent process, both inducing apoptosis or reactivating cell cycle. Senescence process happens to one cell when this cell is not able to overcome the stress that is happening to this cell. So when there is too much oxidative stress, because there is too much pollution, or because there is too much hypoxia, when there is no more oxygen, when there are too many heavy metals inside the cell, or too many growth factors and too fast proliferation that generate too many damage, or when there is mitochondrial dysfunction and so on. So incapacity to produce enough energy, the cell can become senescent. There are 2 different ways, or apoptosis or senescence. If the cell is not able to go through apoptosis, there is a senescence. The problem of senescence, the problem of cells that are senescent, is that they produce these inflammatory cytokines that can induce and can transform other cells in senescent cells. And this is a problem. Furthermore, senescent cells are dysfunctional, so are useless. You have this kind of cell that you don't need. So that's the reason why we don't want senescent cells, and peptides can stop this process. Fourth, and probably this is the most important thing, peptides activate protein synthesis. So when you give peptides to yourself because you have some organs or tissue that is damaged, that is old, that is senescent, you reactivate the capacity of this cell to produce protein, to function, and to re-enter in the cell cycle. So this is very important, because if you can increase protein, you can duplicate, you can proliferate, you can activate the metabolism of these cells, and so on. And don't forget to check out my new book if you want to get deeper into this world of peptides. So this is what peptides do, and let's talk about some peptides in the next video. Thank you so much.